Well, now we've got our freshly cleaned car. It's all dried, it's inside and ready to go, and now we can start doing the machine polishing, am I right?
Let's slow down on the machine polishing. You know, a lot of people, that's the first thing they want to do is just get the buffer out and go to town. But actually what you want to do is inspect the paint visually and with your sense of touch and actually see what the car needs. And that'll determine the steps you need to do. So the first thing we want to do is inspect this paint physically with our sense of touch. Bruno, go ahead and just feel the paint.
It feels pretty good with my bare hand like this,
yeah, it feels pretty good.
I think we're ready to go.
Let me share with you what we call the Baggie Test. So it felt good to me too, but now try it by putting this thin plastic baggie over your hand.
Okay.
You can use a sandwich baggie.
Oh, wow.
Now all of a sudden you can feel something there, huh? Little bumps.
A lot of little bumps. Man, it's... It's like it's damaged here.
Yeah, kind of feels like sandpaper, huh?
Right.
Okay, so here's what that does. The thin film of plastic heightens or increases your sensitivity so it enables you to feel those contaminants that you couldn't feel with your skin alone. And what that tells us when you feel those little bumps is that there's what we call above surface bonded contaminants that have bonded to the paint. They didn't come off when we wash them because they're stuck on there basically like glue. And the most effective way to remove those is using what we call detailing clay.
Okay, so the clay is the right way to get those contaminants out of the paint, and then we'll have a nice clean surface or fresh surface to do the polishing.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this, couldn't you just use a polisher to get those contaminants out and skip that step of clay?
You know, a lot of people think that, and that's a good question, but the problem is let me just show you. We're going to be using some really high quality foam pads and fill these things. See, they're not coarse or anything, they're nice and soft.
Oh yeah, these are really soft.
When you machine buff, basically they just glide over the contaminants. They're not like old-fashioned wool pads, they're foam pads. And what happens if you're machine polishing and you have above surface bonded contaminants, they tend to just glide over them. They don't actually remove them. So claying is the most effective way to remove above surface bonded contaminants.
So what we're going to do is use the clay bar then across all the painted surfaces, get all those contaminants out, then we've got a nice fresh surface to work with to do all our polishing.
And then the polishes go right to work on the paint itself. Now the good news is a lot of times because the contaminants, things like industrial fallout, tree sap mist, airborne contaminants, overspray paint, they tend to be in the air and they land on the horizontal surfaces and then they settle there, and that's when they do their bonding. The sides are usually pretty clean. Now if you had something like airborne spray paint, someone's painting something around the house, or you got a rattle can, because it's sticky, if it goes to the side of the car, it could stick, but usually it's just the horizontal surfaces. But that's why you want to feel a couple different panels.
Okay, get an idea of what we've got to work with.
That's right, but the first step is claying, so let's go ahead and get some clay and we'll do that step.
Right.